When you learn and teach what you are learning as you learn, you tend to retain it more. I discovered this when I was studying at the Brownstone Community College. As I grasped certain subjects and topics and shared what I grasped with my fellow classmates, I found that helped to reinforce the subject, the concepts, the topics that were covered. And so I'm going to be using that same strategy in this Spanish course. Let's learn Spanish together. As those who follow me on CJAS Vlogs and Inspiration on YouTube and CJAS God's Child on TikTok know, I've just returned from a sabbatical in Mexico, a very beautiful country with numerous business opportunities and places to visit. Before returning to Mexico with groups for tours, retreats, exploration, and business, I have set a goal and committed to becoming more fluent in speaking the Spanish language. You are welcome to join me on this journey. There are numerous advantages of being bilingual, especially in Spanish as an English speaker. Spanish is one of the most widely spoken languages in the world. It is spoken by over 500 million people globally. It is the official language in more than 20 countries, including Spain, Mexico, much of Central and South America, and parts of the Caribbean. It is one of the 6 official languages of the United Nations. It is the second most spoken language in the United States of America. It is valuable for travel, global business, diplomacy, healthcare, education, and ministry. Learning Spanish bridges cultures, opens doors to global opportunities, and enhances personal and professional growth. So what, you may ask, are the benefits of speaking Spanish as a second language? It can help to boost your career. It increases your job prospects in international business, tourism, hospitality, healthcare, education, and translation services. There are also cognitive gains. It improves your memory, creativity, and problem-solving skills. There is also that cultural appreciation when we have a deeper understanding of diverse traditions, music, food, and literature. It makes travel easier. It enhances your travel experiences across Spanish-speaking countries. And of course, there is the spiritual outreach. It enables mission work and ministry among Spanish-speaking communities. This course will be offered on my YouTube teaching channel at dr.collettej-a Smith. That's Dr. College J.A. Smith and Associates teaching channel on YouTube. I'm not offering this on CJAS Vlogs and Inspiration because that channel already has a full daily schedule. Let's learn Spanish together. Our journey to Spanish fluency begins here. Bienvenidos. Welcome to Let's Learn Spanish Together. I'm Colette and I'm thrilled to be your guide on this exciting journey to learning Spanish. Whether you're starting from zero or refreshing your skills, this series is designed just for you. So what will we learn? In this series, we'll learn basic pronunciation and grammar, everyday vocabulary, useful expressions for real-life situations, fun language tricks and cultural tips, and so much more. Each lesson is short, practical, and easy to follow. You'll learn how to speak Spanish for daily life, from greetings and grocery shopping to travel, work, and worship. This series is divided into 3 parts: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Plus, let's have fun with Spanish. That's our bonus mini-series. We'll start with the basics like the alphabet, vowel sounds, and greetings. Then we'll work our way through grammar, vocabulary, and everyday conversations step by step. For those persons who have been doing the English course on this channel, you will remember diphthongs and vowels in English. Well, we're going to be looking at diphthongs and vowels in Spanish. We will start with the alphabet and vowel sounds, numbers, times and dates, family and personality traits, the weather, clothing and house, in the city, at work, in church, travel, school, shopping, and so much more. The topics are carefully chosen to reflect real life. You'll feel confident speaking in Spanish at the supermarket, the airport, in the office, or even in church. Remember, practice makes perfect. Each lesson includes audio pronunciations, vocabulary review, exercises, so you'll have assignments to be completed, cultural tips and fun facts, repetition and pronunciation practice. I have found that this helps. Now, to help us really absorb the language, we'll include audio, assignments and pronunciation practice. You'll hear it, speak it, write it, and use it. Stay inspired. You can do this. We can do this. Keep going, one word at a time, and celebrate your progress. Learning a language is a beautiful journey. Don't worry about being perfect. Just keep going. I'll be here to learn with you and to cheer you on every step of the way. Si se puede. Yes, we can. Let's begin. We're going to start with the Spanish alphabet. El abecedario. Now that you know what to expect, let's get started with lesson 2. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment your reason for learning Spanish, grab your notebook, and keep learning. Make sure to like, subscribe, and tell me why you are excited to learn Spanish. Let's grow together. Vamos a aprender español juntos. So let's get started on Let's Learn Spanish Together. Today we're starting with the foundation, el abecedario, the Spanish alphabet. Why learn the alphabet? It is a foundation of pronunciation. It helps with spelling and reading. It builds memory for future vocabulary. The alphabet is key to Spanish pronunciation. Once you master it, you'll find it easier to pronounce, read, and write Spanish words accurately. There are 27 letters in the Spanish alphabet. A, B, B, C, D, D, E, F, G, G, H, I, E, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z.
You will notice that Ñ is unique to Spanish. L and R are treated as separate sounds. H is always silent, and the V sounds like B. Some letters are extra special, like Ñ, used in words like año, year, and H, which is always silent, as in hola. You'll get used to these quickly. It's time for us to try it out. It's practice time. Hola. Can you pronounce that? Hola. Ano. Año. Casa. Gato. Gato. Llama, Yama. Nino, Niño. Feliz, Feliz. Zapato, Zapato.
Hola, amo, casa, gato, llama, niño, feliz, zapato. Hola, amo, casa, gato, llama, niño, feliz, zapato. Hola, amo, casa, gato, llama, niño, feliz, zapato.
Now I'd like for you to try to pronounce these words on your own. Try to say each letter of the alphabet on your own. Now it's time to write. Get your notebook and prepare to take notes. Write out the full alphabet. Say each letter aloud 3 times. Write down each of the words on this script. Say each of the words 3 times.
Hola, 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 amo, amo, amo. Casa, casa, casa. Gato, gato, gato. Llama, llama, llama. Niño, niño, niño. Feliz, feliz, feliz. Zapato, zapato, zapato.
Excellent. Now complete the alphabet practice until you can recite them in Spanish without looking at your notebook. Do not just write them. Say them out aloud as you go because repetition helps it to stick. Let me share a fun fact with you before I go. Did you know that the letter Ñ was the first letter ever created in Spain? It doesn't exist in English. The letter Ñ is a Spanish original and it was invented by Spanish monks. You're off to a great start. Practice makes perfect. Next, vowel sounds and syllables. You've just mastered the Spanish alphabet. That's a huge step. Be proud of yourself, and I'll see you in the next lesson when we will cover vowel sounds and syllables. Hasta pronto! Remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you have not yet done so, comment your favorite Spanish letter of the alphabet, and request to purchase the workbook or just follow along. Like, subscribe, and let me know your favorite Spanish letter in the comments. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in lesson 3. This was lessons 1 and 2.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, y Z. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, y Z.
Hola, hola, hola. Año, año, año. Casa, casa, casa. Gato, gato, gato. Llama, llama, llama. Niño, niño, niño. Feliz, feliz, feliz. Zapato, zapato, zapato.
Hi everyone, welcome to lesson 3 of the course. Let's learn Spanish together. Let me remind you, the importance of learning Spanish. Spanish is one of the most widely spoken languages in the world, spoken by over 500 million people globally, official language in 20 plus countries, including Spain, Mexico, much of Central and South America, and parts of the Caribbean, one of the 6 official languages of the United Nations. Second most spoken language in the United States. Valuable for travel, global business, diplomacy, healthcare, education, and ministry. Learning Spanish bridges cultures, opens doors to global opportunities, and enhances personal and professional growth. Benefits of speaking Spanish as a second language: career boost, increases job prospects in international business, tourism, healthcare, education, and translation. Cognitive gains, improves memory, creativity, and problem-solving skills. Cultural appreciation, deepens understanding of diverse traditions, music, food, and literature. Travel made easy, enhances travel experiences across Spanish-speaking countries. Spiritual outreach, enables mission work and ministry among Spanish-speaking communities. This course is offered on my YouTube teaching channel, at Dr. Colette Edger Smith. Dr. Colette J.A. Smith and ASOC, teaching channel. If you have not yet completed the first class lessons 1 and 2, please do so before completing this lesson.
Hola! Welcome back to Let's Learn Spanish Together. In today's lesson, we're going to master Spanish vowels and syllables. This is the secret to sounding natural and fluent. Let's look at the 5 pure Spanish vowels, similar to the English vowels. A, E, I, O, U. A. As in casa. E as in mesa. I as in lindo. O as in sol. U as in luna. Spanish has 5 pure vowels. They're short, clear, and never change their sound. Let's say them together.
Spanish vowels, the letter A, casa, the letter E, A, mesa, the letter I, E, window, the letter O, sol, the letter U, luna. Vocales en español. La letra A, casa, la letra E, mesa, la letra I, lindo, la letra O, sol, la letra U, luna. Luna.
Repeat after me. A, casa. E, mesa. I, lindo. Great job. Now let's compare with English vowels. Unlike English vowels, Spanish vowels always have one sound. They are short and crisp. Do not stretch or blend Spanish vowels. In English, vowels change a lot. Think about the words R-E-A-D versus R-E-D. R-E-A-D can be pronounced read or read for the past tense, sounding like R-E-D. But in Spanish, A is always A and O is always O. Simple, right? Unlike in the English language where a vowel takes on a different sound depending on where in the word it falls or if it is doubled, with Spanish, the vowel sounds are consistent, whether that vowel is at the beginning, middle, or end of a word. Let's look at some examples. Remember, the Spanish vowels are just like the English vowels, but with different pronunciation rules. So we have A, E, I, O, U. A as in animal. E as in pet. I as in taxi. O as in pot. U as in bull. A, avión. Araña, abeja. E, elefante. Estrella, escoba. I, isla. Iguana, igloo. O, oso. Oruga, oveja. U, uno. Unicornio, uña. Remember that second N sound we discussed in the alphabet? That N with the accent? Uña. Excellent. Now it's practice time. Let's do this together. A, E, I, O, U. A, E, I, O, U. Now let's repeat each vowel 5 times to make sure that we are getting the correct sound. A, 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 A. E, 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 E. I, 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 I. O, 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 O. U, 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 U. A, E, I, O, U. Now, would you like to hear what these vowels sound like in actual Spanish words? Let's go.
Barbacoa, héroe, cooperar, golpear, feo, leer, bacalao, profesor, azahar, flor. Barbacoa, héroe, cooperar, golpear, feo, leer, bacalao, profesor, azahar, flor. Barbacoa, héroe, cooperar, golpear, feo, leer, bacalao, profesor, azahar, flor.
So, what are syllables? ¿Qué son las sílabas? Syllables are sound units that build words. Every syllable has a vowel. For example, casa, C-A-S-A, casa has 2 syllables. Amigo, A-M-I-G-O, has 3 syllables. Estudiante, E-S-T-U-D-I-A-N-T-E, has 4 syllables. Casa, 2 syllables. Amigo, 3 syllables. Estudiante, 4 syllables. What have you noticed about the vowel sound in each syllable? Do you notice the consistency in the sound? Casa, amigo, estudiante.
Hola, amigo, escuela, universidad, biblioteca. Hola, amigo, escuela, universidad, biblioteca.
You would have noticed that Spanish is rhythmic. So let's clap it out. Say the word, then break it into syllables with me. Clap each time the sound breaks. Amigo. Perfect. Escuela. Universidad. Biblioteca. Excellent. Now that you have taken all your notes, your assignment for this week is to write the 5 Spanish vowels with 2 sample words for each vowel. You are to break 5 new Spanish words into syllables and practice saying each one aloud. You can submit your assignment in the chat, or if you want to create a video on your own YouTube channel, you can provide us with the link so that we can look at your responses, your answers to this assignment for lesson 3. Let me share a cultural tip with you. Spanish is syllable timed. Each syllable has nearly equal weight. This helps with music, speaking, and fluency in Spanish. Let me share this week's fun fact with you. Every syllable gets the same attention in Spanish, like a drum beat. That's why Spanish songs are so catchy. You're doing amazing. Next up, diphthongs, when vowels combine. Keep practicing out loud. You're building a strong foundation. Well done. Up next, we learn about diphthongs, when vowels combine to create new sounds. See you in lesson 4. Remember to like this lesson, subscribe to the channel, comment a new Spanish word you have learned, practice aloud with your workbook. Don't forget to like, subscribe, set your notification bells, and tell one Spanish word you have practiced today. Buen trabajo! Great job! Who remembers the letters of the Spanish alphabet? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Have a nice week. See you in lesson 4. Hola, estudiantes. Welcome back to Let's Learn Spanish Together. In this lesson, we are going to explore los diptongos, those powerful vowel combinations that give Spanish its unique sound. But before we do that, to line the objectives of this lesson and do a quick recap of lesson 3 covered in the last lesson. Our theme is mastering pure vowel sounds and common diphthongs in Spanish. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to accurately pronounce and recognize the 5 Spanish vowels, identify and pronounce common diphthongs in Spanish words. Remember from our last lesson, Spanish has 5 vowels and they are always pronounced the same way: short, pure, and crisp. We looked at A, E, I, O, U. A as in amigo, friend. Amigo. E as in escuela, school. Escuela. I, E as in iglesia, church. Iglesia. O as in oro, gold. Oro. U as in universidad, university. It is important to recall that Spanish vowels are not like English vowels that change a sound based on context. We used the example read that can be pronounced read or read in the past tense, as in red, red. In Spanish, the vowel sound is consistent. Repeat each line slowly. A as in amigo, agua, alto. E as in escuela, elefante, espejo. I as in iglesia, isla, idea. O as in oro, oso, ojo. U as in uva, universo, uno. Did you complete your assignment from lesson 3? You were instructed to write the 5 Spanish vowels with 2 sample words each, to break new Spanish words into syllables, and to practice saying each one aloud. You were also told to clap the rhythm so that you could understand how the word breaks into syllables. We will now move on to diphthongs. Lesson 4, Los Diptongos, Spanish diphthongs. We want to be able to master combining vowel sounds. A diphthong is 2 vowels that form 1 syllable. That is, 2 vowels that form 1 syllable. The sounds slide or glide together. Example, tierra. 2 syllables, not 3. In Spanish, a diphthongo sound is made when 2 vowels are joined in the same syllable. The sound slides smoothly, like a dance between the vowels. Here are a few examples.
Tierra, cielo, ciudad. Tierra, cielo, ciudad. Tierra, cielo, ciudad.
In Spanish, vowels are divided into strong and weak vowels. Strong vowels are A, E, O. Weak vowels are I, U. Strong vowels A, E, O. Weak vowels I, U. Diphthongs usually have 1 strong vowel and 1 weak vowel, or two weak vowels. To understand diphthongs, remember this. Some vowels are strong and others are weak. Diphthongs happen when a weak and a strong vowel or two weak vowels combine into one syllable. Let's look at some common Spanish diphthongs. AI and AY as in bailar and I, HAY. EI and EY as in reina or ley. OI, OY as in oy, boina. IA as in familia, piano. IE as in tierra, bien. IO as in nación, radio. UA as in cuarro, agua. UE as in abuelo, fuerte. UO as in continuo. IU as in ciudad, ciudad. UI as in ciudado, ruido.
I, bailar, I, buena, ley, hoy, boina, ia, familia, piano, ie, tierra, bien, io, nación, radio, ua, cuadro, agua, ie, abuelo. Fuerte, io, continuo, iu, viuda, ciudad, y cuidado, ruido. I, bailar, I, buena, ley, hoy, boina, ia, familia, piano, ie, tierra, bien, io, nación, radio, ua, cuadro, agua, ie, abuelo. Fuerte, io, continuo, iu, viuda, ciudad, y cuidado, ruido.
Remember to take notes. Now let's practice saying a few of these together, ensuring that we pronounce each syllable. CIELO, cielo. CIUDAD, ciudad. AGUA, agua. FUERTE, fuerte. Listen carefully and practice breaking diphthong words into syllables. Notice how the vowels stick together, glide, slide together in the same sound group. Repeat with the syllable breakdown. Pay keen attention to the difference in syllabilating words in Spanish versus English. Now, if you have your workbooks, you can go to this page in your workbook. If you do not have your workbook, then I want you to write down 5 diphthong words from today's lesson. Break each one into syllables. Practice saying them out aloud 3 times per word. As you do that, I want you to use that clapping method to help with the rhythm. Agua, fuerte, ciudad. I totally enjoyed this lesson. I trust you did too. I'm going to be sharing a cultural tip and this lesson's assignment with you. Diphthongs help you to sound fluent. It is common in music and names. For example, Luis Miguel, Luismiguel, Luis Miguel. Watch how they are used in Spanish poetry and lyrics. Do your own research to look at how these diphthongs are used in poetry, lyrics, and the names of people and places. Diphthongs are part of the natural flow of Spanish. You learn them in famous songs, names like Luis Miguel, and even poems. Master them and you will sound more native. Great work. Next up, numbers in Spanish. Los números. Are you ready to count in Spanish? You're getting better and better. Muy bien. Very good. Next, we learn los números, Spanish numbers from 1 to 100 and beyond. See you in lesson 5. Remember to like, share, subscribe, set your notification bells to ensure that every time a lesson is placed on the channel, you are immediately notified. Before we leave this lesson, let's do a quick review. Diphthongs. Los diptongos. A diphthong is when two vowel sounds are pronounced together in a single syllable. These are very common in Spanish. A-I, A-Y, as in I. Bailar, to dance. Bailar. I, H-A-Y. E-I, E-Y, I. S-E-I-S, says, six. O-I, O-Y. H-O-Y, oi, today. O-I-G-O, I hear. Oigo. A-U, ow, as in now. I-A, ya, as in familiar. Familia. I-O, yo, as in nación. I-E, ye, as in tierra. U-E, we, as in puerta. U-A, wa, as in agua. Now, I'm going to be giving you some sentences and I'd like for you to read them in your best Spanish accent. Let's go.
Hay 6 autos en la calle, there are 6 cars on the street. Mi familia va a la iglesia. My family goes to church. Quiero una uva y un vaso de agua. I want a grape and a glass of water. Hay 6 autos en la calle, there are 6 cars on the street. Mi familia va a la iglesia. My family goes to church. Quiero una uva y un vaso de agua. I want a grape and a glass of water.
Excellent work. Remember, in the next lesson, we're going to be looking at los números, or numbers in Spanish. We are going to be looking at counting from 1 to 100 and beyond. Do you remember uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, diez? Do you remember that? Well, we're going to be doing that in our next lesson. Have a wonderful day. Bye. Greetings, my friends. How are you? Have you completed your assignments for lessons 1, 2, and 3? So far, we have covered in Let's Learn Spanish Together, lessons 1 and 2, the importance of learning Spanish and the alphabet. Lesson 3, vowel sounds and syllables. And lesson 4, Spanish diphthongs, including strong vowels and weak vowels. This week we're going to master numbers in Spanish, starting with el número uno, number 1. Let's go. Before we begin, let's give that introduction in Spanish, en español.
Hola, amigos. ¿Cómo están? ¿Ya completaron sus tareas de las lecciones 1, 2 y 3? Hasta ahora hemos cubierto 1. Aprendamos español juntos, lecciones 1 y 2. La importancia de aprender español y el alfabeto. Lección 3. Sonidos vocálicos y sílabas. Lección 4. Diptongos en español, incluyendo vocales fuertes y débiles. Esta semana vamos a dominar los números en español. ¡Vamos!
Fantastic! Let's learn Spanish together. Los números, numbers in Spanish. We're counting from 0 to 10. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now let's do it together. 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10. Why do numbers matter in Spanish? Numbers are essential for telling time, shopping, for pricing, dates, birthdays, travel and directions, and everyday life. Numbers are used every single day, whether you are giving your age, ordering food, or catching a bus. Let's master the Spanish number system. Let's count from 1 to 10 again, and this time I want you to memorize the Spanish word for each number. 1, uno, 2, dos, 3, tres, 4, cuatro, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10. You notice I said nueve because the V gives that B sound. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now let's go a little farther. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Do you remember the sound of V? Sounds like B when we did the alphabet. So you are hearing veinte for VEINTE, 20. 16, 16. 17, 17. 18, 18. 19, 19. 21, 21. 22, 22. 23, 23. We continue. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Then we go to 50, 50, 60, 60, 70, 70, 80, 80, 90, 90, 100, 100. Now let's do them all, counting from 1 to 100. 1 to 100 in Spanish. Let's go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100.
Now let's count in tens in Spanish. 10, 10, 20, 20, 30, 30, 40, 40, 50, 50, 60, 60, 70, 70, 80, 80, 90, 90, 100, 100. Now let's hear it from a native Spanish speaker. Let's go.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100.
Excellent. By the time you are through with this lesson, I want you to be comfortable counting from 1 to 100 in Spanish. So let's do a quick recap. 1, uno, 2, dos, 3, tres, 4, cuatro, 5, cinco, 6, seis, 7, siete, 8, ocho, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, 12, 12, 13, 13, 14, 14, 15, 15, 16, 16, 17, 17, 18, 18, 19, 19, 20, 20. Have you noticed that after 20, Spanish follows an easy pattern? 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. The same principles apply as you build numbers moving from one set of tens to another set of tens. So you would have 21 to 29, bientai uno, bientai dos, bientai tres, etc. 31 to 39, 31, 32, 33, 42, 42, 57, 57. From 30 up, just use the tens plus the word y, which means and, followed by the next number. 31, 45, 78, 100, 100, 101, 101, 200, 200, 300, 300, 1000, 1000, 2025, 2025. Once you hit 100, just say ciento followed by the number. Easy? For years or larger numbers, Spanish keeps it simple too. You will notice a pattern when we move up to 200, 300, 400. When you get to 500, there's a slight difference. Pay keen attention to the next set of numbers. 100, 100, 200, 200, 300, 300, 400, 400, 500, 500, 600, 600, 700, 700, 800, 800, 900, 900, 1000, 1000, 2000, 2000, 3000, 3000, 4000, 4000, 5000, 5000, 6000, 6000, 7000, 7000, 8000, 8000, 9000, 9000, 10,000, 10,000. You may also hear some Spanish speakers saying 100,000 for 10,000. For a million, 1,000,000. Now let's listen to the pronunciation of the Spanish words from 100 to 1,000,000. 100, 101, 102, 103, and so on to 1,000,000 by a native Spanish speaker.
100, 101, 102, 103, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1000, 2000, 2020, 2025, 3000, 4000, 5000, 6000, 7000, 8000, 10,000, 1,000,000. 100, 101, 102, 103, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1000, 2000, 2020, 2025, 3000, 4000, 5000, 6000, 7000, 8000, 10,000, 1,000,000.
So you have learned a lot today about counting in Spanish. It is time for your assignments. I hope you're doing your assignments. I want you to get your notebooks out, write out the numbers from 1 to 30 in Spanish. Practice saying them out aloud. Translate your age, your birthday, and today's date in Spanish. Write out your numbers from 1 to 30 in Spanish. Practice saying them out aloud. Then translate your age, your birthday, and today's date in Spanish. If you have your workbooks, you can do this in your workbooks. If you do not have your workbooks, then write it in your notebook. Based on what you've learned so far today, how would you say, I am 33 years old? Today is August 5, 2025. How would you say this in Spanish? I am 33 years old. Tengo 33 años. Today is August 5, 2025. Hoy es 5 de agosto de 2025. Now let's hear this from a native Spanish speaker.
Tengo 33 años. Hoy es 5 de agosto de 2025. Tengo 33 años. Hoy es 5 de agosto de 2025. Tengo 33 años. Hoy es 5 de agosto de 2025.
If you got that, good job. Good job. Now I'm going to be sharing a cultural tip with you about Spanish speaking countries and birthdays. In Spanish speaking countries, you say your age first. For example, tengo 33 años. Tengo 33 años. When you get to the age of 15, that's a very big celebration. You celebrate your quinceañera at 15. And birthday in Spanish is cumpleaños. Cumpleaños. Remember the alphabet? In Spanish we say tengo plus the number for age. For example, tengo 20 años, meaning I am 20 years old. And yes, turning 15 is a big deal. It's called the quinceañera. Quinceañera. Thank you so much for joining us for Lesson 5 in Spanish. So far we've covered the importance of learning Spanish, the Spanish alphabet, vowels in Spanish, diphthongs in Spanish. This week we have looked at numbers in Spanish. In our next lesson, we're going to be telling our age in Spanish. I'm sure that by now you are more comfortable communicating in Spanish. The basics, counting from 1 to 100, saying the alphabet, and understanding the difference between strong vowels, weak vowels, and diphthongs. See you next week. Thank you for joining. buenos dias, bienvenido, how are you? Welcome to lesson 6 of Let's Learn Spanish Together. Lesson 6, telling your age in Spanish. So far we've covered Let's Learn Spanish Together, lessons 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. In lessons 1 and 2, we looked at the importance of learning Spanish and the alphabet. In lesson 3, we looked at vowel sounds and syllables. In lesson 4, we looked at Spanish diphthongs. In lesson 5, we counted. Do you remember how to count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do you remember 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20? Do you remember that? Make sure to go back and look at lessons 1 to 5. Let's go with lesson 6. ¿Cuántos años tienes? ¿Cuántos años tienes? How old are you? How old are you? Hola, estudiantes. Welcome back to Let's Learn Spanish Together. In this lesson, you'll learn how to ask and answer questions about age in Spanish. Let's dive in. Do you know how to say your age in Spanish? Do you know the importance of the verb tener, to have? Tengo plus number plus años. Tengo 10 años. I am 10 years old. In English, we say I am 25. But in Spanish, you literally say I have 25 years. Tengo 25 años. Tengo 25 años. How do you ask someone's age? ¿Cuántos años tienes? That means, how old are you? If you are speaking to someone that you respect, you speak in a formal way. For example, an older person. To a child or a friend, you may say, ¿Cuántos años tienes? How old are you? To an older person, you may say, ¿Cuántos años tiene usted? ¿Cuántos años tiene usted?
¿Cuántos años tienes? ¿Cuántos años tiene usted? ¿Cuántos años tienes? ¿Cuántos años tiene usted? Él tiene 40. Ella tiene 35. El bebé tiene 1 año.
He is 40, she is 35, the baby is 1.
Él tiene 40. Ella tiene 35. El bebé tiene 1 año.
He is 40, she is 35, the baby is 1.
What have you noticed is the difference when we are speaking about someone's age? To talk about someone else's age, you change the subject. For example, él tiene, ella tiene, el bebé tiene 1 año. Let's say it together. Él tiene, ella tiene, el bebé tiene 1 año.
Él tiene, ella tiene, el bebé tiene 1 año. Él tiene, ella tiene, el bebé tiene 1 año. Él tiene, ella tiene, el bebé tiene 1 año.
Now let's solidify this lesson with some questions and answers. ¿Cuántos años tienes? How old are you? Tengo 18. I am 18. ¿Cuántos años tiene tu mamá? How old is your mom? Mi madre tiene 50. My mother is 50. I could also have said, mi mamá tiene 50. ¿Y tu hermano and your brother? Él tiene 22. Él tiene 22. He is 22.
old are you? I am 18. How old is your mom? My mother is 50. And your brother? He is 22.
¿Cuántos años tienes? Tengo 18. ¿Cuántos años tiene tu mamá? Mi madre tiene 50. ¿Y tu hermano? Tiene 22. ¿Cuántos años tienes? Tengo 18. ¿Cuántos años tiene tu mamá? Mi madre tiene 50. ¿Y tu hermano? Tiene 22.
You would have noted that she said, tiene 22. But you could also say, él tiene 22. Él tiene 22. Es hora de escribir. It's time to write. Get out your notebooks. Your assignment for this week is to write and say your age and your family's ages in Spanish. So each family member's age must be written in Spanish. Then create a short age-related conversation using the verb tener, to have. Tener, to have. ¿Tú puedes? Yes, you can. All right, so we're almost at the end of the lesson and it's time for today's cultural tip. Remember I told you about the quinceañeras? Do you remember what it is? A girl's 15th birthday, la quinceañera. This is a big party in Latin America. She wears a traditional dress. There's a lot of music and dancing. So in Spanish-speaking countries, a girl's 15th birthday is a huge celebration called a quinceañera. It marks the transition into young womanhood with music, dress, and dancing. So how would you sing someone the happy birthday song in Spanish? Cumpleaños feliz, cumpleaños feliz, te deseamos todos y cumpleaños feliz. Happy birthday, we all wish you happy birthday. I trust you enjoyed this lesson as much as I did. You have done well. Now you can say your age, ask about someone's age, use the verb tener like a pro. Next up, days of the week. Los días de la semana. Los días de la semana. Great job today. You now know how to talk about your age, use the verb tener, and next we will talk about the days of the week. Hasta pronto. Remember to like this video, subscribe for more lessons, comment your age in Spanish right under this video. Yes, put in those comments. That's the reward for the work that I'm putting in so we can learn Spanish together. Remember your workbook exercise. Remember to practice. Like and subscribe. Comment your age. I want to hear from you. ¿Cuántos años tienes? Muy bien. Adiós. Let me throw in a little broader, a little extra for those who are joining us for the first time. The alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, W, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Go back to lesson 1 to the alphabet. As with the English language, we have 5 vowel sounds, 5 pure Spanish vowels. A as in casa, E as in mesa, I as in lindo, O as in sol, U as in luna, A, E, I, O, U. We also have weak vowels and we have strong vowels. Do you remember what the weak vowels are? Do you remember what the strong vowels are? Go back to lesson 3. In lesson 4, we looked at los diphthongos. Los diphthongos, Spanish diphthongs. Tierra, cielo, ciudad. Are you hearing the combination of the vowel sounds? T-I-E-R-R-A, tierra. C-I-E-L-O, cielo. C-I-U-D-A-D, ciudad. It is important for us to master pure vowel sounds and common diphthongs in Spanish. Go back to lesson 4 on diphthongs. Do you remember what is a diphthong? 2 vowels that form one syllable. The sounds slide or glide together, as in T-I-E-R-R-A, tierra. 2 syllables, not 3. T-I-E-R-R-A, tierra. As you will notice when you go back to the lesson, the strong vowels are A, E, and O. The weak vowels are I and U. A, E, O, strong vowels. Weak vowels, I and U. We also learned to count in Spanish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we went on to 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Then we went on to the tens, starting with 30. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Let's do 10. 10, 20, 20, 30, 30, 40, 40, 50, 50, 60, 60, 70, 70, 80, 80, 90, 90, 100, 100. We also looked at numbers above 100. 101, 101, 200, 200, 300, 300, 1000, 1000, 2025, 2025. Once you hit 100, just say ciento followed by the number. And of course, this week you learned how to ask someone's age and to give your age or another person's age in Spanish. So if I say to you, ¿Cuántos años tienes? I'm asking, how old are you? And if you wanted to give your age, what would you say? Write that in the chat. Have a fantastic, blessed week. See you next week for lesson 7, the days of the week. Bye. Adios. Buenos días, mis amigos, ¿cómo estáis? Welcome to lesson number 7 in Let's Learn Spanish Together. This week we are looking at the days of the week, los días de la semana. Are you ready?
Los días de la semana son domingo, lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado. Los días de la semana son domingo, lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado. Los días de la semana son domingo, lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado.
The days of the week are Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. The days of the week are Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Los días de la semana son domingo, lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado.
What do you normally do on a Sunday? Mondays to Fridays. On Saturdays. ¿Qué haces normalmente los domingos, de lunes a viernes y los sábados? What do you do? Tell me.
In Spanish.
Domingo, voy a la iglesia y paso tiempo en familia. Lunes, estudio español y leo un libro de desarrollo personal. Martes, hago ejercicio y trabajo en proyectos de negocio. Miércoles, participo en seminarios en línea y reviso correos electrónicos. Jueves, escribo en mi diario y planifico la semana siguiente. Viernes, hago networking y reviso mis metas financieras. Sábado, relajo y disfruto de actividades recreativas al aire libre.
In English. Sunday, I go to church and spend time with family. Monday, I study Spanish and read a personal development book. Tuesday, I exercise and work on business projects. Wednesday, I attend online seminars and check emails. Thursday, I write in my journal and plan the next week. Friday, I network and review my financial goals. Saturday, I relax and enjoy outdoor recreational activities. Side by side Spanish and English.
Domingo, voy a la iglesia y paso tiempo en familia.
Sunday, I go to church and spend time with family.
Lunes, estudio español y leo un libro de desarrollo personal.
Monday, I study Spanish and read a personal development book.
Martes, hago ejercicio y trabajo en proyectos de negocio.
Tuesday, I exercise and work on business projects.
Miércoles, participo en seminarios en línea y reviso correos electrónicos.
Wednesday, I attend online seminars and check emails.
Jueves, escribo en mi diario y planifico la semana siguiente.
Thursday, I write in my journal and plan the next week.
Viernes, hago networking y reviso mis metas financieras.
Friday, I network and review my financial goals.
Sábado, relajo y disfruto de actividades recreativas al aire libre.
Saturday, I relax and enjoy outdoor recreational activities.
Are the activities very similar for you, or are they different? Now it's your turn. In your workbook, write the 7 days of the week and build your personal weekly schedule in Spanish. Use verbs you already know like estudiar, to study, trabajar, to work, descansar, to rest, or bailar, to dance. Do you like to dance? Now it is time for our cultural tip of the week. Let's talk about Sunday traditions. Many Spanish-speaking cultures view Domingo, Sunday, as a family and worship day. It often includes church, having a meal together, and rest. Stores may open late or close early. On a Sunday, it's okay to say, Feliz Domingo! Happy Sunday! Excellent. We have come to the end of this week's lesson. You can now name all the days of the week, use them in sentences, describe your weekly routine or schedule. Our next lesson, lesson number 8, will be the months of the year. Los meses del año. Del año. Can you hear that? Año. You are doing amazing. Remember to like and subscribe if you are enjoying this journey, learning Spanish with me. Remember to like this video, subscribe for more Spanish lessons, comment your favorite day of the week in Spanish and why. Write your sentence in Spanish and English. Complete your assignments. Make sure that you do your assignments. Mi pregunta es, my question is, ¿cuál es tu día favorita? ¿Cuál es tu día favorita? What's your favorite day of the week? Tell me in Spanish.
Los días de la semana son domingo, lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado. Los días de la semana son domingo, lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado. Los días de la semana son domingo, lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado.
The days of the week are Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. The days of the week are Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Los días de la semana son domingo, lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado. Los días de la semana son domingo, lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado.
Bye for now. See you next week, God willing. Bye. amigos. Welcome back to Let's Learn Spanish Together. Today we learn the 12 months of the year in Spanish, los meses del año. Let's begin. January, enero. February, febrero. March, marzo. April, abril. May, mayo. June, junio. July, julio. August, agosto. September, septiembre. October, octubre. November, noviembre. December, diciembre. Enero, febrero, marzo, abril, mayo, junio, julio, agosto, septiembre, octubre, noviembre, diciembre. January, enero. February, febrero. March, marzo. April, abril. May, mayo. June, junio. July, julio. August, agosto. September, septiembre. October, octubre. November, noviembre. December, diciembre. Now, if I say the months of the year in Spanish, would you be able to identify them in English? Enero. What is that? January. Febrero. What is that? Marzo. Abril. Mayo. Junio. Julio. Agosto. Septiembre. Octubre. Noviembre. Diciembre. Practice, practice, practice.
The months of the year are January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December.
Los meses del año son enero, febrero, marzo, abril, mayo, junio, julio, agosto, septiembre, octubre, noviembre, diciembre. Los meses del año son enero, febrero, marzo, abril, mayo, junio, julio, agosto, septiembre, octubre, noviembre, diciembre. Los meses del año son enero, febrero, marzo, abril, mayo, junio, julio, agosto, septiembre, octubre, noviembre, diciembre.
It is important to remember that while English speakers capitalize the first letter of each month, in Spanish, they do not capitalize the first letter of the month unless it is at the beginning of a sentence. For example, mi cumpleaños es en octubre. What am I saying? My birthday is in October. Let's see how that is written.
Mi cumpleaños es en octubre. Mi cumpleaños es en octubre. Mi cumpleaños es en octubre.
My birthday is in October.
Remember that practice makes perfect. So think about your own birth month and say this in Spanish. For me, it's July. So mi cumpleaños es en julio. Mi cumpleaños es en julio. Remember also that, just like with the days of the week, the months in Spanish are not capitalized unless they start a sentence. Easy to remember, right? Remember we did the days of the week? Días de la semana. Lunes, Monday. Martes, Tuesday. Miércoles, Wednesday. Jueves, Thursday. Viernes, Friday. Sábado, Saturday. Domingo, Sunday. Lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado, domingo. Monday, lunes, Tuesday, martes, Wednesday, miércoles, Thursday, jueves, Friday, viernes, Saturday, sábado, Sunday, domingo. Now, based on what you've learned so far from lessons 1 to 8 that we're covering this week, how would you say, my birthday is in April, or today is the 3rd of March? My birthday is in April. Mi cumpleaños es en abril. Today is the 3rd of March. Hoy es el 3 de marzo. Hoy es el 3 de marzo. What if you were born in the month of May? What would you say? Mi cumpleaños es en mayo. My birthday is in May. And how would you say the date? Let's say that you wanted to say today is the 15th of December. You would say hoy es el 15 de diciembre. Hoy es el 15 de diciembre. Remember when we counted? 15 is 15. Today is December 15. Now let's focus on memorization tips. Notice patterns. Make note of patterns. Enero, febrero, marzo. It has a similar rhythm. Junio and julio, June and July, sound alike. Try chanting the months 3 times per day. Enero, febrero, marzo, abril, mayo, junio, julio, agosto, septiembre, octubre, noviembre, diciembre. Enero, febrero, marzo, abril, mayo, junio, julio, agosto, septiembre, octubre, noviembre, diciembre. Enero, febrero, marzo, abril, mayo, junio, julio, agosto, septiembre, octubre, noviembre, diciembre. Now your assignment for this week is to write all 12 months in Spanish. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Write your birth month in Spanish. Let me repeat your assignment. Write out all 12 months, practice them out aloud, write your birth month, your birth date, and important dates. Say them out aloud in Spanish. Now we're almost at the end of this week's presentation. Let me share a cultural tip with you about holidays around the world. Cinco de Mayo, the 5th of May, is celebrated in Mexico. Navidad, December 25, is Christmas Day. El Día de los Muertos, November 1 and 2, Day of the Dead. El Día del Amor y la Amistad, Valentine's Day, February 14. Different Spanish-speaking countries celebrate special holidays. Do you remember what I just said Navidad is? Christmas, December 25. Now, if you've followed consistently from lessons 1 to lesson 8, I want you to give yourself a special reward. If you have listened intently and gathered all the information that I've shared with you today, give yourself a pat on the shoulder. Well done. Now you are able to use the months in Spanish to talk about your birthdays, holidays, and schedules. In our next lesson, we learn to tell time in Spanish. ¿Qué hora es? ¿Qué hora es? What time is it? What month were you born in? Comment in Spanish. Remember to like, subscribe, and share the link. Remember to complete your assignments. Practice makes perfect. I want to ask you a question, but I want to ask you the question in Spanish. ¿En qué mes naciste? ¿En qué mes naciste? In which month were you born? Let me tell you the month in which I was born. Mi cumpleaños es en julio. Mi cumpleaños es en julio. My birthday is in July. How about you? I trust that you've learned a lot from today's lesson on the months of the year in Spanish. We have now covered 8 lessons. As of next week, God willing, I'll invite you to come over to CJAS Vlogs and Inspiration. I will post a video explaining why I am making this change. God bless you. Have a wonderful week. Hola, hola, welcome back to Let's Learn Spanish Together. Today we're learning to tell time in Spanish, la hora. This is lesson 9. You'll hear time being told in Spanish every day if you are visiting a Spanish-speaking country or you're working around persons whose native language or mother tongue is Spanish. So let's master it. ¿Qué hora es? What time is it? Es la una. It is 1 o'clock. Son las dos. It's 2 o'clock. En punto. On the dot. Y media. Half past. Y cuarto. Quarter past. Menos cuarto. Quarter to. To ask for the time, you say, ¿Qué hora es? The reply depends on the hour. Use es la for 1 o'clock and son las for any other time. Notice es la singular. It's 1 o'clock. Son las for 2 o'clock and any other time. Now I want you to listen carefully to this native speaker and try to tell the time with the same intonations in your voice so that you sound natural speaking in Spanish.
¿Qué hora es? What time is it? Es la una. It's 1 o'clock. Son las dos. It's 2 o'clock en punto. On the dot y media. Half past. Y cuarto. Quarter past menos cuarto. Quarter to. ¿Qué hora es? What time is it? Es la una. It's 1 o'clock. Son las dos. It's 2 o'clock en punto. On the dot y media. Half past. Y cuarto. Quarter past menos cuarto. Quarter to.
Remember to memorize this lesson. What if you wanted to tell the exact hour? Es la una. 1 o'clock. Son las dos. 2 o'clock. Son las tres. 3 o'clock. Son las cuatro. 4 o'clock. And you can continue all the way up to 12 o'clock. Let's practice saying each hour on the clock. Remember, based on what you've learned so far this morning, when you are telling the exact time, you can add en punto. Es la una en punto. It is 1 o'clock. In other words, it's exactly 1 o'clock.
Es la una, son las dos, son las tres, son las cuatro, son las cinco, son las seis, son las siete, son las ocho, son las nueve, son las 10, son las 11, son las 12.
It is 1 o'clock, it is 2 o'clock, it is 3 o'clock, it is 4 o'clock, it is 5 o'clock, it is 6 o'clock, it is 7 o'clock, it is 8 o'clock, it is 9 o'clock, it is 10 o'clock, it is 11 o'clock, it is 12 o'clock.
Es la una. It's 1 o'clock. Son las dos. It's 2 o'clock. Son las tres. It's 3 o'clock. Son las cuatro. It's 4 o'clock. Son las cinco. It's 5 o'clock. Son las seis. It's 6 o'clock. Son las siete. It's 7 o'clock. Son las ocho. It's 8 o'clock. Son las nueve. It's 9 o'clock. Son las 10. It's 10 o'clock. Son las 11. It's 11 o'clock. Son las 12. It's 12 o'clock.
Now remember, practice makes perfect. So practice saying each hour on the clock just as you've learned it from 1 o'clock all the way through to 12 o'clock. Now you may ask, what if there are minutes involved before the hour or after the hour? What do I do? Now in Spanish, you use y media for half past, meaning 30 minutes after the hour. Y cuarto for quarter past. Menos cuarto for quarter to. You can also add minutes like y cinco and 5. So, son las 2:05. What time would that be? Write it in the chat.
Son las 2:30. It is 2:30. Son las 5:15. It is 5:15. Son las 9 menos cuarto. It is 8:45. Son las 3:05. It is 3:05. Son las 2:30. It is 2:30. Son las 5:15. It is 5:15. Son las 9 menos cuarto. It is 8:45. Son las 3:05. It is 3:05.
What if I told you that the time was son las 7:30? What time would that be? That's right, it would be 7:30. Son las 7:30. Could you tell me what time is son las 8 menos cuarto? Son las 8 menos cuarto? That's right, that would be 7:45 or 7:45. 15 minutes to 8 o'clock. Now in English we speak about different times of day in terms of morning, afternoon, evening, and night. In Spanish we speak of morning, afternoon, and night. De la mañana in the morning, de la tarde in the afternoon, de la noche at night. Es la 1 de la mañana. It's 1 a.m. Son las 8 de la noche. It's 8 p.m. To be specific, say de la mañana for a.m., morning, de la tarde for afternoon and evening, de la noche for nighttime. Let's try this together.
De la mañana, in the morning, de la tarde, in the afternoon or evening, de la noche, at night, es la 1 de la mañana. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, son las 8 de la noche. It's 8 o'clock in the evening. De la mañana, in the morning, de la tarde, in the afternoon or evening, de la noche, at night, es la 1 de la mañana. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, son las 8 de la noche. It's 8 o'clock in the evening.
How then would you say it is 10 a.m.? It is 10 a.m. Write it in the chat, in the comments. It is 10 a.m. You would say, son las 10 de la mañana. How would you say? It is 11 minutes after 10 a.m. That's right, you would say son las 10:11 de la mañana. Son las 10:11 de la mañana. It is 10:11 a.m. Awesome. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson as much as I did. Lesson 9, La Hora. Telling time in Spanish. Now for your assignment. Write and say 10 different times using what you've learned today. Using exact hours, half past, quarter past, quarter to, and different minutes. Let me share today's cultural tip with you. Many countries use 24-hour time, military time for travel, television, and appointments. So 3:30 p.m. becomes 15:30, 8 p.m. becomes 2000 hours. In many Spanish-speaking countries, the 24-hour clock is common. So 1500 means 3 p.m. You'll see this on tickets, television schedules, and official documents. You can now ask and tell the time in Spanish. You can use parts of the day in Spanish. You can say times accurately in context. Now, next lesson, lesson 10, we'll be looking at daily routines. Las rutinas diarias. Las rutinas diarias. We'll talk about what you do and when. That should be pretty interesting. What time is it now? ¿Qué hora es? Comment in Spanish. ¿Qué hora es? Finish your work tasks. Remember the assignments that I have given to you in lessons 1 to 9. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. It takes time and resources to put these lessons together. Your way of saying thank you is by liking, commenting, and sharing the link. Before you leave, comment below the current time in Spanish. What if I were to say to you, son las 3:15 de la tarde? Son las 3:15 de la tarde. What time of day would it be? Tell me.